Terry Blackburn here. I have a property portfolio worth over £10 million. I've built and sold multiple companies, some in seven-figure deals. I wrote 2 successful books, one won awards all over the world. All of these awards behind me are national and international awards for some of my companies. Coach people one-on-one, and I run masterminds. Now, if you like what I talk about in this session, if you listen to my podcast, you follow us on Instagram, you follow the YouTube page, if you like what I talk about and I resonate with you and you can relate to me, jump on my website, which is terryblackburnproperty.com. All of the different services that I have is on there. I'd love to work with you and I'd love to help you get to where you want to be, whether that's in property, whether that's in business, whether it's in sales, goal setting, whatever it is that you want to achieve and want to learn. I'm your man. Enjoy the rest of the episode and speak soon.
Hi and welcome to the Rags to Rich show with myself, Terry Blackburn. So today's episode is about becoming truly wealthy. Now there's a lot of different definitions of wealth and different definitions of being rich and all that. And you know the phrases, don't you, that wealth is better than being rich and all that. But I'm going to tell you what I believe true wealth is and how you can have that. And I think it's really important this episode to listen to all of these points because these are thought-provoking things I'm going to say. And if I heard these things I'm going to say to you in a minute, if I heard these 10 years ago, it would have changed my approach. Because back then, it was just money, chase. Wealth is the most important. Let's just sack everything else off just to make some money. Yeah, and I don't believe that's true wealth. And you can get caught in that trap a little bit. This hustle culture, work every hour possible, money, wealth, grow. And I don't think it's the way to go. Okay, so let's get into it. So for me, the true definition of wealth is not having $1 million in the bank or 10 million in the bank. That's not wealthy. Because if you've got loads and loads of money, but you've got no health, you've got no happiness, that's not a good place. I bet you the person with 10 million in the bank would trade it for the person with 1 million in the bank who's got a wife or a husband and children and who's healthy. If that person with 10 million in the bank doesn't have that, they'd trade it all day long. You hear about multimillionaires and billionaires killing themselves. You hear about them getting depressed and losing the marbles and losing the mind. And they're unhappy and all they do is they go to work because they've got nothing else to do. That's not a happy life. That's not wealthy. Yeah, but I think people get these things confused. They think wealth is just money. And they think more money, then like all my problems are solved. But people with tens of millions and billions in the bank, they still have health issues. They've still got a lot of the same challenges and issues we all have. They've got different ones, definitely, because the more money you get, typically the problems get bigger. But they still can get, and they still do get health issues, and still have arguments with the partner and all that type of stuff. So don't just sack everything else off in the pursuit of money, because true wealth is not just having loads of money in the bank. It's having health, wealth, and happiness all at the same time. That is true wealth. And if you are currently going down this path that I went down many years ago, which is just money, it ruins relationships. You don't see your friends, you don't see your family, you don't see your kids. That at some point often does result in a divorce, a separation, losing friends, reducing or negatively impacting the relationship with your family and your children, which it's not worth it. Like, money's valuable and it's great to have it, and I'm glad I've got money than being skint. But I'm very glad I've also got health and happiness alongside that. I wouldn't be happy if I had loads of money and I didn't have health and didn't have family. So hopefully that's just resonated with you a little bit, and hopefully you start to think to yourself, right, well, should I really be working till 9-10 o'clock at night 4 or 5 days a week and not seeing my partner and kids? Because that's not wealthy. You might be thinking to yourself, when I get to 10 properties, when I get to 20 properties, when I get to 500 grand in the bank, whatever, my life's going to be set. It's not if you haven't got health and happiness. It'll definitely be better. If you've got health and happiness and then you've got £1 million in the bank, your life is definitely better. It makes you happier. It gives you more choices, more options, more freedom when you've got a load of money. But those options, choices, and freedom is only good if you've got health and happiness. So remember that true wealth is all of it together. Yeah? So many people have got this wrong. And I'm not going to name names, but there's people that you will watch on Instagram who I know personally, yeah, who have got a load of money, but I know for a fact they're not happy. And I know for a fact they're not healthy either because they've got health issues, right? I know this for a fact because I know them. I'm definitely not going to say names. I would never do that. But they would trade places with someone who's got less money, who's happy, who's got a good home life, who's got family, who's got kids, who's got a partner, and they're healthy. They would trade places like that. I know they would. Yeah? So why don't you set up your life now to have all of it? Might take you a bit, it will take you longer, in fact. Because if you sack everything else off and you just pursue money, you're going to make more money and you're going to do it quicker. If I didn't have kids and a missus and I didn't go to the gym, I'd be worth, I guess, 5 to 10 times what I'm worth now. But I'd much rather be what I'm worth now and have a good home life and be healthy than be worth 10 times more with none of that. And I think that's an important message for people to understand, that like, why not try and have it all? Yeah? So that's that out of the way. So let's talk about the actual wealth parts of this. True wealth, yeah, is obviously having a bit of money, a lot of money. You need that to be wealthy, of course, right? So let's talk about things that you need to do to make loads of money. So for me, I've always done this. I've done this within property. I've diversified. So for example, if all your eggs are in one basket and it's one property strategy and that's all you're doing, you're putting yourself at risk. Let's say if it was just buy to let and you're highly leveraged, interest rates go up, your cash flow is squeezed, you are at risk. To combat that, you can diversify. So you could do HMOs, Airbnbs, lease options, assisted sales, developments, new build. You can spread the risk, which means you are safer if shit does hit the fan by spreading the risk. So true wealth is being safe as well as being wealthy. So just in the property investment vehicle that is property investing, you can spread the risk in there. But you can also spread the risk by doing some property, some business. It's what I've always done. I've used business as the way to ramp my income up and then invested it in property. And then the property's got right up there and I've got two things that are producing huge amounts of cash. Okay, so spreading your risk by diversifying into different businesses alongside property. You can then spread it further by doing things like pensions, investments, stocks and shares, ISAs, crypto. Crypto, I don't want to get into that subject. I've got a little bit of crypto, but not very much. It's not something I'd recommend unless you can afford to lose the money. But I don't want to digress into that. But my point is here, I'm spreading my risk by doing multiple businesses and multiple industries, property, multiple strategies within property, ISAs, pensions, stocks and shares. I'm spreading it. So what happens there is the wealth almost becomes indestructible because whatever happens, I'm fine. Yeah? Recessions doesn't matter. I make a bit less money in a recession in property. If the rates go up and rents go down or something crazy, valuations go right down, then I'm going to make less in the property business, but I'll do better in some of the businesses. I'll capitalize on something. If gold prices go up, I'm going to, gold prices typically go up when it's a recession. So again, I'm going to win there. Stocks and shares, there's always ways to maneuver and be nimble in your approach and change tack if you've got your investments and your money spread. But if you're just in one category, one investment vehicle, one strategy, you're putting yourself at risk. So for me, wealth is about spreading all of that and being in multiple things all at the same time. Different forms of income, different streams of income. When one goes down, you're still fine because you've got the other. If two of them go down, you're fine because you've got 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, that's true wealth. Indestructible wealth is that. Yeah, spreading your risk. Okay. So for me, it's also true wealth is also. It's about having your health, wealth, and happiness. It's about having your income spread across different places so it's indestructible. But it's also about, on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, you're only doing, majority of the time, you took 90% of the time, I only do things that I enjoy. If I stopped enjoying coaching, I could stop it tomorrow. done. All the masterminds would stop instantly if I didn't enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy doing content and podcasts, I could just stop it tomorrow and it wouldn't matter. Yeah. So, but a lot of people do things that they don't enjoy because they have to. When you've got enough money and you've got income from different places, you put yourself in a position where you can just do what you want. I can go on holiday when I want, take time off when I want, go and do, if I want to just have a day off and go to a spa, or I want to sit on the sofa, or I want to go to the gym, I want to go on the drink, which I very rarely do, even though I'm a Geordie, you know, most Geordies drink, but I don't really drink that much anymore. But my point is I can do what I want, right? And I'm in that position because of staff, because staff run the companies for me, and I've got so many different income streams that it doesn't matter, yeah? And that is wealth. When you can just do what you want when you want on your own terms, that's living life by design. Not doing it because you have to do it, not having to be in a certain place because you need to get paid. You can take a step back and do what you want. That's indestructible wealth. Yeah? And that is true wealth. That's my definition of true wealth anyway. Not having $1 million in the bank. If you've got $1 million in the bank, it's going to dwindle away. You've got loads of money in the bank, loads of different assets. But you've got to do shit that you enjoy, that you don't enjoy every single day. And you're hating on it because you've got to do it. Like, that's not true wealth. If you've got loads of money, you've got loads of businesses, you're doing really, really well, but you've got no home life and you've got no health, that's not wealth either. So you mash all of this together, the things that I've talked about, health, wealth, happiness, diversifying your business interests and your investment vehicles so you've got different incomes coming in from different places. And then you're living a life on your own terms where you do what you want when you want. You've got staff to do the things that you don't enjoy. You mash that together and that is true wealth. That's proper wealth. Yeah? And most people don't have this. Certainly a lot of people do not have this. So maybe he's got one of these things or a couple of these things that I've said, but not all of it. You put it all together, that is a great place to be. And it takes time. But I think the starting point is being self-aware enough of where you are now and where you want to get to and starting to put the things in place now to get there. Yeah, that is true wealth. It's not having loads of money in the bank. It's not being unhealthy. It's not being unhappy. It's not just working every hour God sends because you're chasing this imaginary end goal of once I've got £1 million in the bank, I'm going to be set. You're not. It's about having multiple streams and everything else mashed together. That's true wealth. So hope you enjoyed that. I hope it struck a chord and it's made you think a little bit, you know, actually I need to do that, or I need to put more time into this part of my life, or I need to spread the risk. If you've liked it and you've enjoyed this episode, please take a picture, share it on socials, tag me. I'd massively appreciate it. And remember, don't just take notes, take action.